Welcome back. You're watching Build Your Portfolio. You have HDFC results which are just out flashing at the bottom of your screen. The profit number at 2,190 crores is what we are picking up right now, on the back of which, if you see the stock reaction as well, 6 tenths to 7 tenths of a percent lower. We are seeing some bit of a recovery coming in with regards to our HDFC is concerned. But 2,190 is the profit number that I am picking up so far. I'm just waiting out for the other numbers as well. But currently, the only number that I have right now is with regards to the profit number at 2,190 crores as well. Shell is standing by with more details. Shell, 2,190 crores. The stock is also seeing a recovery from the day's low.
Right, it's bang in line with what we were anticipating. So the estimate that we were looking for was at 2,200 crores. It's coming at 2,190, so it's below estimate by just 10 crores. But it's bang in line with what we were anticipating as far as the profit number is concerned. A couple of other things, we were anticipating the net interest income to come in at 2,930 crore. We don't have that number just yet, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of NII number the company really goes ahead and puts out. Just let me run you through a few other details that we have at the moment. The overall revenue from operations has come in at around 9,883 crore rupees, and the total income from operations has come in at 9,951 crore, and that's a substantially big jump, because in the same quarter last year the number was at 8,290. So there's been a jump of almost you can say around 1,700 crores on a year-on-year basis for the first quarter. Finance cost also has gone up. It's come in at 6,352 versus 5,754. And Shefali, any other details that you're picking up? At the moment, the profit number is in line. We're still awaiting the net interest income number.
Yes, just a very rough calculation. So NII will be around 3,500 crore rupees, which is way above expectations. So that is a number which we should highlight, because that's a very positive sign for the bank. If I look at the provisioning number, it's just about 19 odd crore rupees versus about 163 on a YY basis. So a major dip there. However, the numbers are strictly not comparable for HDFC, because for HDFC there will be a lot of adjustments because of the transition from Indian GAAP to Ind AS. So a lot of those adjustments we look forward to when the management speaks to the press and to the analysts. So those are the numbers that we look forward to. On the headline basis, the profit is absolutely in line, but NII is clearly above expectations.
3531 Shefali is the number for the net interest income. We were anticipating it to come at around 2,930. So that's beaten our estimates by almost 500 crore. So clearly a good quarter. Joining us now is Mayuresh Joshi from Angel Broking. Mayuresh, what's your first take? As stable as it can be?
Oh yes, Shell. I think on the top line, I think better than the expected figure that one had in mind. But the other figure is more or less in line with expectations. So yes, I think stable set of numbers.
So what do you do with a stock like HDFC, Mayuresh? It's known that this is a stable company, and quarter after quarter we see stability coming from it, and that's also the reason why this has grown in market capitalization and outperformed the markets as well over the last few years. If you have to bet on one of these financial companies, this one being slightly more expensive than the rest, what does a person do?
No, Shales, I think the premise and the logic probably remains very, very consistent. So I think anybody holding on clearly holds on because of the pedigree and the qualitative franchise that HDFC possesses. At the same time, amidst all competition that we probably witnessed over the past few years, it has still held its ground. So large element in terms of having a very healthy balance sheet, a healthy loan traction. We're probably seeing margins and spreads getting maintained, and asset quality pressures not being as evident as seen in few other peers over the course of time. So again, I think consistency in terms of asset growth, and again a very healthy balance sheet, I think that itself gives a strong proposition for investors to probably hold on to this stock. I think it's a no-brainer with HDFC.
Mayuresh, hi, this is Shefali. So NII clearly looks above expectations. So what do you make out of that?
No, so I think it was a very strong momentum that was expected to come through from HDFC. But a large element in terms of the advances growth staying very close or even above industry standard, even with the higher base that we talk about, I think the traction that HDFC has delivered over a longer period of time, I think that probably will still continue. And I think there are a lot of macro factors as well. I think the demographics are probably looking at urbanization, nuclearization of families, the demand-supply mismatch will lend support to the strong growth that we've seen.
Okay, Mayuresh, so what's your call on the counter, and basis these numbers, will you be revising the estimate?
So I think from a valuation perspective, obviously it's on the higher side, but as I said, I think with the kind of numbers that HDFC keeps on posting quarter after quarter, I think the premium valuations here to stay. So our own sense is that ROEs will show gradual improvement even from the current level, and you're probably looking at return on assets being very, very stable. So yes, the whole recommendation probably continues. We'll probably refer to the management call if we need to make any changes to our number, but over a longer period of time, I think the positive outlook on the stock does continue.
Right. We're also seeing the visuals coming through where Mr. Deepak Parekh and Mr. K.K. Mistry are there. That's the annual general meeting of HDFC, and we are seeing visuals coming in from there, and it'll be interesting to see what they say, because I was just going through the press release and some additional details. They also said that the board in the meeting has granted approval for the following: issue of secured redeemable non-convertible debentures all the way up to 35,000 crore on a private placement basis.
Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, so
right. So and
so far, and
right, and besides that, also 35,000 crore rupees on private placement basis, and also raising the external commercial borrowing up to $1.5 billion from financial institution banks. So that's as far as the fundraising exercise of the corporation is concerned. So that's some additional details. But before we let you go, one final call on the stock. What kind of price target and recommendation do you have on it currently?
So we have a hold recommendation, but as I said, if these numbers are very, very supportive in a very positive environment going ahead as well, we might just up our earnings estimates a tad bit, but the positive outlook on the stock does continue.
All right. So I believe Mr. Deepak Parekh is just getting ready to start talking at the annual general meeting. But we're getting just visuals from there. It'll be interesting to see what really comes through from there. Shefali, anything else that you're caught on?
Not really. I would really want to have a look at their loan growth figure, which was expected to be around 16% odd. I guess that will be higher looking at the NII numbers. So that will be one figure which we'll be looking forward to. Otherwise, the numbers look pretty stable. NII is strong, profit is in line. The numbers look stable as always for HDFC.
Right. So the top line is strong. The net profit is above estimate. And also the provisioning numbers have gone down, so net a very, very positive kind of a quarter, and we have also seen the stock go ahead and recover from the low point of the day. The stock is down by just about 0.5%. It was down by almost 1.5% when we started it. But the important announcement along with the earnings is this approval that the board has got to go ahead and raise 35,000 crore on a private placement basis, and also the ECB borrowing of approximately $1.5 billion from banks and financial institutions. So this fundraising will probably go ahead and provide the future growth for the bank, so to say. And and that's the major announcement coming through, apart from the earnings. So let's step into a short break as we wait for the HDFC annual general meeting to take place. Let's slip into a short break. On the other side, we'll have the management from HDFC talking on how the year has been, what next, and also on the quarterly earnings.